Okay, so we're, like I said yesterday, we're saving the best for last. And I want to share with you one of the projects I am really most excited about. I'm excited about all the projects I share with you, obviously. If I'm going to share them with you, I'm going to be in them too. But you remember when Jeff Hazlett was up here yesterday and he was talking about a unicorn that we had in the audience. Do you remember that? Yeah, so that was Randy Tate, and he is with iFlip. And I am really excited about this platform, so much so that my family invested. And I also have my kids in it too, which is really cool. Essentially what they're doing is they're using AI to trade the equities market. It's a great platform. I love it because it's accessible to everyone. And please welcome Randy Tate. Randy, come on up, buddy.
It is bright up here. All right, where's...
It's coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
So thanks, Daven. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the impromptu jump on the stage and talk about it. So iFlip, we're not real estate, just so you guys know. It's where everybody wants to go. It's an acronym. It's a financial learning information platform. And when we set this thing up, we started with the very specific goal. We wanted to do three things. We wanted to be better than the available options to the masses. So if you have $5,000 or $500 and you want to invest and you go down to your local advisory shop and say, hey, would you manage my money, please? They will say no. They won't take your money. Once you get to the point where you have money, they will say, okay, we're going to charge you a fee. So the second thing we wanted to do is we wanted to be less expensive. And I'm going to show you all of those. We are a simple platform that is very, very easy to use. If you can answer email, I can show you how to build what we call a smart folio, meaning it works for you. So how did this all happen? My name is Randy Tate. I am a serial entrepreneur, recovered high school teacher, and football coach. I say I learned everything I need to know about running a company, coaching freshman high school football. So yeah, somebody's done that before. If you can coordinate 75 13-year-olds, you can coordinate anything. It's the truth. I did that for 10 years. I quit, started a business, wanted to be an entrepreneur, wanted to start my own company. Started my first company in that industry, in the sporting goods distribution industry, created some new ideas, some new things. Did that for 4 years and exited to a publicly traded company. They came in and bought my company. It was fantastic. Spent a few years with them. In the meantime, I started up a new education company teaching small businesses some fundamentals that I had learned along the way. No business education, no finance education either. And we just started working on that, started coaching it, and I was speaking at a room like this. And after I was done, a lady in the audience came up and she said, introduce herself, my name's Elizabeth. I was a number 2 at the Booth School of Business. I went to McKinsey. I was a big executive at McKinsey, and I can't make my business work. And so we started using her connections, her stuff, and that led us to coaching a lot of executives, which that company, the techniques, what we did, we got bought by another very large company. You guys might know that one, Infusionsoft. They bought us to help teach, train, educate, coach their customers. Now, when I'm there, I'm learning all about software. Again, I don't know anything about software either. I'm just a farm kid that didn't know a lot about anything. And I'm real good at running into people. This guy right here at the bottom, Kelly Korshak, this is all his brainchild. I was sitting with a friend of mine who introduced me to Kelly in Scottsdale, Arizona. And Kelly was retired. He was done. So I'm like, hey, what do you do? What have you been doing? What's your career like? Find out he's got 186 IQ. That's really high, in case you didn't know. He then had spent a career as a quant on Wall Street. And he said something to me that started this whole process. He said, Main Street doesn't understand. Wall Street passes all of the risk of investing in the equity markets to them. And I use my two favorite words, say more. And he said, if you think BlackRock or JP Morgan is investing their own institutional money into the products and the things they're giving the public to invest in, you're nuts. That's not how it works. He did happen to run the entire global risk desk at Deutsche Bank, which means he was personally responsible for all $6 billion of their assets. So my simpleton brain went, if you can do that, I know how to find coders. We can build a platform, or we could put this in everybody's hand. This is right about the time Robinhood was coming out. I'm like, look what they're doing. And that thing's terrible. It doesn't help anybody. All it does is force them to trade a lot and make themselves a lot of money. So we set out with this vision. We want to empower, keyword empower, who are also not regulated. We want to empower individuals to preserve, protect, and grow. That's what we want to do. So I took the longest time on this slide because I want you guys to know a little bit about our background. So what do? We are helping, we are solving the problem of retail investors going to places like Robinhood or any other, Webull, a lot of the individual investor platforms. We're giving them quantitative tools that hedge funds and institutions use, and we're putting it in a very simple format to use. We agree with buy and holds. We think that's awesome, but there's no protection in the traditional markets. If you go to your regular, normal advisors, and I know there's advisors in here that don't do this, but most of them, they buy and hold. That's it. And you say, but my portfolio is way down. That's what the market does. Market goes up, market goes down. We're in it for the long term, ride it out. So why shouldn't the average person have some risk protection? That's another problem. And then, the fee structures are a problem. There's over 15 fees that get charged in the average account in financial services that they do not legally have to report to you or tell you. All you see is the 1% sign. That's what we do. So we like buy and hold. We think that's accurate. We think that your portfolio is exposed to unnecessary risk. Everybody did good in the markets in 2023. That doesn't count. How did you do in 2022? How did you do the first 6 months of 2020? I can tell you our AI actually got our portfolios about 85% to cash the end of December 2019. We skipped COVID. So a couple things we believe. Long-term investing makes sense. Why wouldn't you add protection if you can? I mean, everybody likes protection, right? That's what we like to do. Protection shouldn't be a luxury. I guarantee you, hedge funds, it's in the word, hedge. They have protection mechanisms. That's what they do. We hedge too. We use cash, but we hedge too. And we want fair fees. And you'll see our fees in a minute, and you'll be really excited. How it works. Now this is Randy, the school teacher simpleton slides. How it works is this. Everybody's heard the word algorithm, right? Have you heard it? Raise your hand if you've heard it. Everybody thinks algorithm. An algorithm, just simple definition of it. It's just a simple processor set of rules that if this, then that. If this happens, do this. You can program it in. Let me give you a great example of an algorithm. If you have Apple, an algorithm can say, if that stock goes up by $1, sell it. And then you can automate that in the computer. I can go in and write that up, no problem. This is what the majority of the world sees, is getting when they're buying AI in the financial services arena. Today, from what I can tell, there's no retail product available to the mainstream public that actually uses AI. They're simply using algorithms. Now, AI is a little different. Artificial intelligence is an algorithm. However, the big difference is it can change its own rules. See, the problem with an algorithm is you still need a mathematician or a real smart person or somebody that thinks something or has emotion and they go in and change the parameters. When you use AI is managing our algorithms. So the human doesn't touch it anymore. The human doesn't touch it. So there's no bad feeling. Our AI sold NVIDIA the day before the DeepSeek announcement. So why do people choose us? Protection first. Everybody asks me the question, how does your software perform? Wrong question. Should be asking, how did it perform relative to the risk took to get it? That's a much better question, because if you only care about performance and return, that's the only metric you have, buy lottery tickets. Best return ever. True. And so here's an example of some of what we did. If you can read this, it's a little small, but there's been a bunch of crashes. Now, obviously, we weren't here in 1987. But if you run it backwards, this is what would have happened. The other ones in the front, since the trade war in 2018, COVID, Fed inflation, 2020 crash, those are all real numbers. Now, I say this all the time, we do not win every time all the time. I don't have that crystal ball. If you have that one, let me know. I want to know. But every time you look at it, it's like, that's pretty good. We're saving over 20% during a crash. You know, for every 50% your account goes down, you have to get 100% return to get back to zero. Skipping the downturns is far more important than catching the highs. Again, it's a different way of thinking. That makes sense? All right? So how does it work? We have smartfolios that truly time the market. We are not day trading. We are investing. An entire smartfolio of 10 stocks might make 5 to 10 trades a year. It's not about in and out little bits of profit. You can see the little diagram on there. If you watch the orange line, what happens is, and that's an actual diagram of the S&P 500, by the way, it goes flat, sits out. People are like, but I can't make money if I'm not invested. But if you're invested and it's going down, you're losing money. So by not being invested, you actually are making money. That's the way we look at it. We set everybody up with one of 3 core strategies. Simple smartfolios. These are made up of a bucket of stocks that are all designed to do things a little bit differently. And when you set your account up, that's what you get. Now, here's the other thing. Remember I said simple? You can set your account up, your brokerage account, connect your bank or your other broker or whatever you want in about 10 minutes. You can pass through your AML, you can do it through your KYC. We've actually wrote custom code to integrate with Plaid. If you don't know what Plaid is, it's a software that does identity verification. Every bank uses it. We completely integrated with them so that now, as long as your driver's license, you can take a picture of it, we can verify all of it. And then we have different ones. So these are motifs. Red oil, guess what that's made of? Energy. BitFlip is the IBIT. It's trading Bitcoin. And it's about, well, where's Bitcoin at for the year? Anybody know what its performance has been? It's down about what, 30? About 30, 35. The BitFlip trading, using the hedge and the mechanism, it's actually down 3. That's the difference. You win by not losing. Money markets, T-bills, just different ones that we've built. And we charge $7 a month. Flat subscription. So from a customer perspective, we wanted to make sure, remember we said empower everyone? We don't even charge, because I also own the brokerage, we do not even charge a brokerage fee of any type until the account goes over $10,000. And then the broker will charge you $10 a month. Let that sink in. Now it'll scale up a little bit. It'll scale up a little bit as your account grows, but it caps out at $100,000. At $100,000, you're going to pay $140 a month to the broker, flat, and $7 to us. At $1 million, you're paying the same. At $5 million, you're paying the same. So you're going to get performance at a level up here, and we're wiping out the food chain of financial services. Now, we are in the middle of our Series A. In the last 2 minutes here, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about that. This is what our company has did in 2024. It's our basic 3 sets of numbers. Our customer growth, we grew at 92%. Guess how much marketing we did? Our assets grew at over 100. And our revenue grew at over 400. So we have $5 million left on our $10 million Series A. We have a 10-to-1 LTV to CAC, 97% retention, and nothing but growth ahead. And I think that is it. Now, this will do 2 things. So I have 2 asks. This will take you to a calendar so you can actually get a live demo with somebody. Somebody on the team will give it to you. That'll put you right to his calendar. Or you can find me here. If you want information on the investment side of it, just come find me, come grab me. I'm in the book, and we're all good to go there. So that's us. We are iFlip. We're going to disrupt some stuff. So thank you.
That's awesome. Great job, Randy. Randy Tate.